Hello everyone, this is Nirmal here for Technique, and in this video we'll do a detailed comparison of two budget smartphones, the Coolpad Dazen 1 with the Lenovo A6000 Plus. So these two phones are priced almost in the same price range and also offers similar specs and features. So before we go into the detailed aspects of this comparison, so let's first have a quick look at the specs. So first up, the Coolpad Dazen 1. So this is a budget smartphone from the Chinese manufacturer Coolpad, which announced their first smartphone in India, the Dazen 1. So Dazen 1 comes with a 5-inch HD display. It's powered by the Snapdragon 410 quad-core chipset with 2GB RAM and 16GB internal storage, and it also has 4G LTE support. It's a 64-bit processor with 4G LTE support, and it runs Android 4.4 KitKat with a custom cool UI on top of it, and it also has a 2500 milliampere battery. There is a 8 megapixel rear camera, front facing 5 megapixel camera for images and selfies. So that is the spec aspect of this device. Now moving on to the Lenovo A6000 Plus. So this again has a 5-inch HD display. It's powered by the same Snapdragon 410 quad-core chipset, again with 2GB RAM and 16GB internal storage. It runs Android 4.4 KitKat along with a custom Vibe UI on top of it. Then it has the 2300 milliampere battery, and it also sports an 8 megapixel rear camera with LED flash and a front facing 2 megapixel camera. So spec wise, both these devices are almost similar in terms of the features and hardware being offered. So now let's get it started with a detailed comparison. So first up, let's see the design and build quality. So design wise, both these devices are almost similar to any other smartphone in this budget category. So you can see here Dazen has a difference in terms of the hardware buttons. Only the power key is on the right side, the volume rocker key is on the left side. For Lenovo, you can see that both these keys are on the right side. Then you have the 3.5mm audio jack, the micro USB charging slot, the 3 capacitive touch buttons in the front panel. Both these have touch buttons instead of the capacitive buttons, and for Dazen 1 it is backlit, while on the Lenovo A6000 Plus it's not a backlit touchpad. And then on the top you have this front camera and the HD displays. Both are 5-inch HD displays. So you can see the thickness of the Lenovo A6000 Plus is much lower than what you see on the Dazen 1, and also Dazen 1 is slightly heavier than the A6000 Plus. So all in all, usability wise and ease of holding the device, we would say the Lenovo A6000 Plus has an edge over the Dazen 1. And the build quality again looks really good on both these devices. They have matte finishing, the branding, and the Dazen 1 comes in white and black color variants, while the Lenovo A6000 Plus is available in black variant. So that was the design and build quality aspect. Now moving on to the display. Here both these devices again have the 5-inch HD display. It's a 1280 by 720p display, and the display looks pretty good on both these devices. They have a decent clarity and sharpness levels, and the sunlight readability also looks pretty decent, and the brightness levels are also pretty good. Now, the touch response on both these devices are pretty decent, while we would say that the Coolpad Dazen 1 has slightly better touch response, and it's more smooth than the A6000 Plus. So both these devices do not offer any additional protection in the form of Gorilla Glass, and they offer the HD displays in this price point. Now moving on to the software and performance, both these devices run Android 4.4 KitKat and have custom UIs. The Coolpad Dazen 1 has the cool UI, so you can see there is a custom notification center. We have the quick toggles, and again similar to other Chinese OEMs, you can see there is a customization option, so you can get themes, lock screen wallpapers, home screen incoming calls can be changed. The notification lock screen style can be also changed. So a lot of customization options available. Then there is some additional apps like rock wallpaper, and then you have additional tools also from this device. So you can see here it is a custom UI. This is called Cool UI from Coolpad. So again there is a lot of customization options included, and it also supports a lot of other features like smart control. So wake up gestures are also included, and it is overall a pretty good UI in terms of the overall look and feel, and does feel polished UI, very similar to the Xiaomi's MIUI 6. Now talking about the Lenovo A6000 Plus, this has the Vibe UI, and one of the issues with Vibe UI is that it has only limited amount of customizations. You can see here themes It does come with a few themes, but the customization options are very limited, unlike other devices in this price point like the Euphoria or even the Redmi 2, which offers a large number of themes to customize. And the Vibe UI is not as polished or customized like the Cool UI, and we would say in the usability wise, we would say the Cool UI is slightly better than the Lenovo's Vibe UI. Now talking about the performance, both these devices run on the Snapdragon 410 quad-core chipset, that's a 64-bit chipset with 2GB RAM, and the performance on both these devices are very similar. No lag or issues were found in our testing, and they exhibit pretty good performance in this price category. The gaming experience is also pretty decent on both these devices. Since it has a 5-inch display, the performance is pretty good on both these devices. Now again, both these devices have 4G LTE support, so if you're looking for 4G connectivity on your device, both of them do offer 4G connectivity, while the CoolPad Dazen 1 has 4G on both the SIM cards. The Lenovo offers only on SIM card 1. So that was the performance aspect. Now again, there is 16GB internal storage available on these two devices, and you can also expand the storage via micro SD card. So again, performance wise they are almost similar, while the software wise we would say the Cool UI on the CoolPad is slightly more polished than the Lenovo's Vibe UI. Now moving on to the camera, both these devices sport a rear 8-megapixel rear camera with LED flash, but the camera aspect of the CoolPad Dazen was disappointing. While the interface looks pretty decent, the performance of CoolPad Dazen with respect to the camera or 8-megapixel rear camera was disappointing. The colors looked washed out, and there was a bluish tint added to the photos, which made the photos didn't look that great in daylight, while the low light performance was pretty decent. Now talking about the Lenovo's A6000 UI, the UI is not really user friendly, but the photos were much better than the CoolPad Dazen 1, and the performance of the camera was slightly better than the CoolPad Dazen 1. Now talking about the video recording, the CoolPad Dazen 1 supports 1080p recording, while the Lenovo A6000 Plus only offers 720p video recording. So that's one limitation with the Lenovo A6000 Plus. Now the front facing camera on both these devices are different. The CoolPad offers a much better camera, that's a 5-megapixel selfie camera when compared to the 2-megapixel camera on the Lenovo A6000 Plus. So in the front camera we would say the CoolPad wins, while on the rear camera it's a Lenovo A6000 Plus with the 8-megapixel camera, which is better than the CoolPad Dazen 1. Now talking about the battery performance, we would say the CoolPad Dazen 1 with 2500 mAh battery is slightly better than the Lenovo A6000 Plus with 2300 mAh battery. We tested the battery on various conditions, and we would say the CoolPad Dazen 1 has a slightly better performance than the Lenovo's A6000 Plus. Now that's the detailed comparison of these two devices. Now the Dazen 1 is priced rupees 6,999 and does offer great value for money, while the Lenovo A6000 Plus is priced 7,499. So that's 500 rupees difference between these two devices. So for the additional 500 rupees, what you get is a better camera and a slightly better build. The design wise it's better than the CoolPad Dazen 1. So both these devices offer great value for money. If you're not really worried about the camera aspect, we would suggest you to pick the CoolPad Dazen 1. But if you're really worried about the camera experience on your smartphone, then the Lenovo A6000 Plus is the better choice here. Both these devices run on Android 4.4 KitKat, and Lenovo has already promised the Lollipop update for this device, so we are not really sure on CoolPad. So those were the comparison aspects. So that was a detailed comparison of the CoolPad Dazen 1 with the Lenovo A6000 Plus. Hope you liked this video. If you have any queries on this, drop in a comment and we'll be glad to help you out with your queries. If you like this video, do hit the like button and also subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos. Thanks for watching this video. Have a great day.